Check this traditional medicine store. It looks very cool. It looks very old school. It's March break right now, and I just drove my son to Teens Conference. It's a 2 day conference for junior, and there's another 2 days conference for senior. And my younger son is in the junior, so I drove him to a church, to this kind of like a mega church here in Richmond Hill, where they hold the Teens Conference. And I've been driving by this plaza, and I've never been. I've been seeing this for a long time, and it's my first time stopping by. It's still quite early. A lot of the places are still closed. A few restaurants are open. That traditional medicine is just opening. Yeah, but it's March break, and as you can see, I'm doing my weather report. Hope you don't mind it, but if you do, that's too bad. It's cold. It feels like -20, the wind chill, and it's still snowing. And it's middle March right now. Like I said, it's March break. They have the Chinese bun shop, pastry shop. Looks really cool inside. Just gonna walk around quickly and check it out. I'm parked over here in front of the Skin Med Laser Clinic, and I've been seeing beautiful women coming in the clinic. I guess it works. Maybe I should do it and go in, get some stuff done, do some maintenance. There's a grocery store over there, a Chinese grocery store. Let's see if we can go in quickly. Maybe I can show you around. You know, I've been talking about my wife being away for a few weeks this March, including this week, March break, which makes it easy for me because March break, I don't have to prepare food for my kids for lunch. I don't have to do it in the morning because they don't have to go to school. So it's a bit easygoing, you know, maybe I can buy or take my time making some food. So it's still March break. My son is in the Teens Conference. My other son is at home. He's not going this year, but he's doing homework, maybe some projects, but he's practicing and playing a lot of music as well. I'm going to have lunch with him today. Just me and him, just hanging out with him one-on-one. And then tomorrow I'm gonna have lunch with my other son, or sometime this week. And then they can choose wherever they want to go. We're just gonna spend time together, father and son. This is the grocery store. I believe they're open now. So let's check it out. Let's go in. See what they have. This is pretty nice, guys. It looks clean. I like these candies with a photo. Looks old school. I can use this as a guitar pick. Guitar pick holder. Richmond Hill has a big and vibrant Chinese Asian community. I'm on my way to a coffee shop right now, back in Toronto. On the way home, I'm going to stop by a coffee shop and just chat a little bit. Because I've been talking about, you know, being a single dad for a few weeks. And of course, as you probably already know from watching the videos, I am not a real single dad. My wife is just on vacation for a few weeks. But I want to talk about that a little bit because I really appreciate and I can't say I know what it's like, but I kind of understand how it is to be a single parent. But I'm not going to say I know how it feels because I really don't. Because I'm not a real single parent, but I really have respect for people, for parents, mom or dad, or single, raising a family, working. And what I want to talk to you about in the coffee shop is my mother-in-law. My wife went back home to visit her mom, her family, and her mom is a single mom. And I want to talk about that a little bit, tell you a story about it. I'm back in Toronto, and this is the coffee shop called Grounded Coffee. I like to support local and independent when I can. But I like this coffee shop. It's nice and cozy inside. Hopefully, I can get a seat and tell you a little story about my mother-in-law, who is a real single. Hi, how are you?
Thank you.
I got a matcha latte. Half sweet. It's pretty good. It's nice to be in a coffee shop now because it's really cold outside. When I was shooting outside earlier in that plaza in Richmond Hill, my hand was starting to freeze and I wasn't even out for that long. I'm enjoying my matcha latte and it's story time. Hopefully, it's not noisy here and you can hear me. My battery is actually low right now, but I don't want to change it because I want to try to finish this story with the battery that I have so it doesn't take that long. So that's kind of like my timer. I want to talk about and share about my mother in law, who is a real single parent, a single mom. Because my wife is away for 3 weeks, and in my last few videos, I've been talking about me being a single dad for a few weeks. And there are a lot of challenges that I can see, especially if you are a real single parent. You know, I am not a real single parent. I'm just a single parent for a time. And I'm sure a lot of you parents have had that when your wife or husband is away for a period of time and you have to do everything yourself and you realize and appreciate and gain more respect for real single parents. And my mother in law is a real single mom. So my wife's dad passed away when she was 8 years old. He was in the communication guy, the communication personnel in a fishing boat. So my wife is from Taiwan. Her parents are actually both indigenous Taiwanese. So they're not Chinese, they're real indigenous native Taiwanese, and their tribe is Amis, Amis. You guys can look that up if you want. But there's several indigenous tribes in Taiwan, and Amis is the biggest tribe. So my wife's dad was the communications person in a fishing boat. We rarely see her dad. Her dad would only come home sometimes 1 week a year, sometimes 2 weeks a year, and during Christmas and stuff like that. And he was really nice to them whenever he comes home. He was very loving and tender. He would bathe them and shower them and spend time with them and bring them gifts when he comes home. But unfortunately, there was a boating accident. There was a storm or a typhoon in the sea and the boat sank and he perished and died in that accident, unfortunately. And my wife was only 8 years old at that time. And my father-in-law and my mother-in-law had 4 children, 4 girls. My wife is the third child, and she was only 8 years old. Her younger sister was only about 6 years old at that time. So it was very tough for them. And my mom went to college, nursing college, and she was a nurse for a couple of years. And she got married and she stayed home because my father-in-law was away, making decent money as working at the fishing boat. But when the boat sank, my mother-in-law hasn't been working for several years. She hasn't practiced nursing. and she had to basically start working and hustle. My wife even had to be in a program, those like a World Vision or Sponsor Child program. So in Taiwan at that time, there's an organization, a family who helped support her. So she was like a sponsor child, and that's how difficult it was. And my dad, from my wife's story, she told me that he had a little bit of life insurance, but there's a backstory around it. I'm not going to get into it, but there's some family feud on my father-in-law's side, and my mom didn't get the life insurance money. So, so it was very tough, and they were struggling. They were essentially poor, and my mother-in-law faced a lot of hardships and challenges. Neighbors would say, "Oh, you're bad luck. That's why your husband died. You have 4 kids and your husband died. You're bad luck." They will criticize her, and there's gossip. In the neighborhood, they will give them a hard time, and because they were having a hard time and they were, poor with 4 kids, people look down on them and things like that. So my mother-in-law took courses and studied to become a life insurance agent. And she became a life insurance agent and worked long hours in the office, selling, meeting clients. And she did well in terms of the sales. And she was a good sales agent and got awards. But they weren't rich by any means. They were just, at best, maybe close to middle class, a bit below middle class. But my mother-in-law was able to raise 4 girls, and they all went to college and did well for themselves. My wife actually went to an arts college in Taipei. It's the same college that the great Taiwanese director Ang Lee went to. So that was really cool. But my mother-in-law was so busy that by the time my wife was 8 or 9, she had to pick up food from the market, and she had to learn how to cook very early and took care of her younger sister. So my wife was really good because of that. It gave her training, she gave her experience, and she learned a lot. And that's one of the reasons actually why I rarely have to cook. As you may have seen in my previous videos, I joke about being hungry because I don't cook. Nobody's gonna cook for me and my kids. I can't actually cook because I live on my own for 3 years, but I'm not a good cook. And whenever I cook, the joke is the dad would cook once a year, and it's a big project and it's the best, but it takes a long time, it gets messy, and it's only like once or every once in a while. So I'm kind of like that. But mainly too is because my wife is such a good cook. It's easy for her, it's quick for her, so she does the cooking. And then to help her, to balance it, I do a lot of the other stuff at home. So it's not like I just sit around and don't do anything. Yeah, but that's why my wife has these good life skills because of that challenge that they had, that difficulty that they had. But yeah, my wife has never had a family vacation with her family because her dad was always away in the fishing boat. He only came home, a few days, a few weeks at a time. So they never had a full family vacation. My mother-in-law is turning 80 this year, and they want to have a family reunion, a family vacation together. I was gonna go with my kids too, but the flight is so expensive, so we decided not to go. And my wife would just go by herself, and she's there right now. And they're gonna go to Jeju Island in Korea as a family, and this is going to be, believe it or not, their very first family vacation together. And in a way, it's not a full family vacation because my father-in-law is not with them. But he's been gone for a long time. He's been in heaven with the Lord for a very long time. He was a Christian too. And my mother-in-law is a devoted Christian. And with prayer and devotion to God and God's help, she was able to raise 4 kids and put them through school and made a good life out of a difficult situation. And now, after over 40 years, they're going to have their very first family vacation together. Imagine that families now go on vacation like twice a year, three times a year, at least once a year now. My son would be asking me, well, when are we going this year? Or where are we going this year? It's almost a given. When I was a kid, we would have a few big family vacations in our lifetime as a child, as a kid, or every few years. But now it's at least once a year, especially here in Canada. Families go once a year or even a few times a year. But think about this, guys. My wife is going to have her first family vacation with her family the first time. It's because of what happened, losing their dad and her dad's work and having a single mom, very busy. She couldn't take her kids all together to a vacation. So praise God that they can do that now. And I really hope that they'll have a good time. So she's in Taiwan right now, spending time with her mom and with her sisters. And in a few days, they're going to fly to Korea, to Jeju Island, because that's the place where my mother-in-law wants to go. I'm really excited for them. And I know they will have a great time. And it's too bad we can't be there, but I think it's meant to be. Maybe it's easier. If we're not there, they don't have to worry about us, or maybe have to speak English, and to make sure that we're good. They can just enjoy and have a great time together as a family. Hats off to all the single parents. I really admire you and feel for you. And I'm not gonna dare say that I understand and I know how you feel, because I don't know how you feel. And I hope and pray that all of you single parents out there would have a good story and a good ending. Like with my mother-in-law. I mean, it's not over yet. My mother-in-law's turning 80. She's still enjoying life. She's still volunteering and doing a lot of stuff, and very active, very strong still. And she's still doing well. And we thank God for that. And I hope that all of you, with God's help, with a bit of hard work and blessing, that your family, your kids, that everything will turn out okay for you. And trust God, rely on God, and He cares for you. The Bible said that God cares about the orphans and the widows. And us as people, as church, we could and we should help families with single parents, orphans, widows. And I really see that with my wife's story. What she went through, that family, that organization who helped her as a sponsor child, my mother-in-law's company, and all the people who have helped them, the church that they went to, some of their good relatives, better relatives. So it's a community, it's a family, we're all in this together. And I wish you all the best. And thank you for listening to my story. And hopefully you have a good day. We're gonna have lunch now. I'm with my son here at Ichiban. He wants some sushi, and he wants all you can eat. So here I'm gonna have lunch with my son. It's just us, father and son. The salad bar is over there, self-serve. They have the robot server over there, the machine. I asked my son if he wants any of the salmon teriyaki, chicken cutlet and stuff like that. He said he just wants the fish. I think that's a good point. I agree with that. But I did order the salmon teriyaki because I like salmon. But the rest we're just gonna have fish and teriyaki. Are you cold, Travis?
What's this one different?
We're wondering why the salmon is different. This one has a different texture. This one is different. I don't know if it's just cut different, but Travis tried this one, the one over here, and he's gonna try this one and see if there's a difference. Does it taste different? It's the same. It's just a cut. Yeah. The guy got lazy on this one. Look. He's making it like, screw that, whatever. It's all you can eat. My coworker, we were texting about dinner, getting together for dinner, and we were suggesting restaurants, and one girl's like, oh, let's go here. It's AYCE. I'm like, it took me a long time. I'm like, oh, I wonder what's AYCE. Where's AYCE? Oh, whatever. And then I realized after a few days, oh, it's all you can eat. AYCE.
You watch the
Ice.
Oh, is that you?
I don't know.
Maybe you did ice.
Okay, you watch the
How's it? You're satisfied? Did it hit the spot?
Yeah, it's good because I've been wanting sushi, but now I won't want sushi for like 3 months.
So you're good for a bit for 3 months. He was craving sushi, raw fish, and now we're good. We're tired. Yeah. The nice, lovely lady beside us, she's friendly and she started talking to us. She said that she used to be a social worker. She started saying, oh, she asked Travis, are you guys brothers? Is he your brother or your son? But yeah, so she was asking, and she started asking what Travis wants to do, how old he is, and stuff like that. And when Travis said that he wants to be a musician, she kindly and lovingly said, oh, you know, that's good, that's a good thing to do, but maybe study something different, maybe business or accounting or something like that, so you can have something stable, something, you know, a real job, a good job. And then Travis and I started talking about having plan B, you know, having a real job, because at church somebody told him, a gentleman who we know for a long time, really kind, caring guy, told him, oh, maybe you should be an accountant because music is hard. So there is that idea. A lot of people feel that way, you know. I don't think it's bad. It's kind of bad for artists, but in a way it's reality that it is a hard, you know, if you want to be an actor, have a plan B. If you want to be a fashion designer, have a plan B. But I was just telling Travis that Marc Jacobs, I saw his documentary, and since he was like a teenager, he wanted to be a fashion designer. He started drawing, he started sketching, he started getting interested in fashion, and he went to Parsons, New York, and he didn't have any plan B. He just wanted to become a fashion designer, not even having his own brand or being the lead of a house of fashion, but having his own brand. And Travis, what were you telling me about your friend Edmund? You guys were chatting.
You just gotta know what you want to do. No going back. Like, you know what you want to do, and then you execute it as best as you can.
Yeah. So basically, Travis was telling me with his friend that his friend is saying, you know, like people like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, you know, people like that, they know exactly what they want to do, what they're called to do, their calling, if you will, and they just went for it, you know. So there's no reason to be afraid, no reason to think of having a plan B or a secure job, because that is secure. You know, we need those jobs, we need everything, right? But I do understand when parents in society thinks that, you know, I joke that, you know, they're civilians, they're not artists like us. But I was telling Travis here that I'm the kind of guy, I'm the kind of dad who would say, if he tells me that God called him to be a musician and showed him that music is his path in his career, and he knew that, you know, the Lord showed that to him, and he feels that way, I'm fine. As a dad, I'm fine with him not having a plan B. If he wants to have a plan B, that's fine. If he doesn't, as long as he works hard, he's good, and he's a good person, and he tries his best, I'm okay with that, you know. And I know not many fathers, especially, you know, I hate saying this, but the stereotype, they're saying Asian fathers, not many, or maybe nobody will feel that way. So Travis, you're lucky. You have a brother, a father like me. The lady's leaving. Yeah, she was nice. The lady was saying that she came here 50 years ago from Hong Kong. And she went to McGill, that's in Montreal, for education, for university. So she went to McGill for university, and she's been here for 50 years, yeah. That friendly elderly lady beside us came back to say bye and wish us good luck and told my son to be a good boy. When we're having lunch, one thing she said to us when she started talking to us was she thought we were friends or brothers because of how we were talking. She said that she is a social worker. She sees a lot of young people, and it's not often, it's rare to see kids talk to their parents and parents talk to their kids the way we were talking, and that was good to see, she said. And it was good for me to hear. That was very encouraging and heartwarming. So that was really, really cool moment. It's really nice to see somebody who's very friendly and open, especially during this time when there's a lot of strife and division and hatred around the world. That's a real Canadian friendliness in display right there during lunchtime. That was good. I appreciate your time and your viewership. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.